We've got to answer the bell. Now let's go.
Welcome into a Tuesday edition of Main Street Sports Today, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint. I'm Chris Yow, and joined as always by Maurice Patton, coming to you live from southern Middle Tennessee, right here in Columbia.
Fat Tuesday.
It is Fat Tuesday. I see your Mardi Gras beads hanging in and hanging out. We both wore white today because apparently it's white shirt day.
I guess. Go figure.
Well, I'll tell you, I was wearing a different shirt about 3 hours ago, and I was doing a video for Mornings on Main Street down in Columbia, and I came home and I heard I thought it was the vacuum. It ended up being the Bissell. Sarah was doing some steam cleaning of rugs and whatnot, and walked in. She didn't hear me. I just walked into the kitchen, and she turned around and was scared. At which point she then sprayed me in the face with the Bissell water, which had vinegar in it. So I had to change shirts.
Sorry. I did the bell. I felt so bad about the bell after I did it.
I guess you did have to change shirts. Is that all you had to change?
Yeah. That was everything else is fine. I went and washed my face to get the vinegar off, and she was like, "Oh, I love you. I'm sorry." And she went to kiss me. I was like, "Yeah, I hope you taste all the vinegar you just spewed in my face." But all is well. She was like, "You shouldn't have scared me." And I'm like, "I didn't mean to scare you. I just walked in the house."
In my house.
I live here.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah. Got sprayed in the face with vinegar today.
That's where you got to walk in screaming, "Honey, I'm home." Nah, just don't shoot me.
Clearly.
Yeah.
It's
Announce your presence with authority.
I felt like a balloon hanging out over the Upper Peninsula. Anyway, hope you guys are having a good Tuesday. It's top
better
5.
Tuesday than Chris.
Yeah, it's top 5 Tuesday. We've got top 5 dunkers coming in, and I wonder where Mac McClung might get drafted today. He might actually get drafted. We'll see, but we'll get into that. We've also got Brady McAtamney from Main Street Clarksville, who's going to join us because there is some drama going on up at Austin P, and we want to get the latest on that, involving apparently the cheerleading squad sans the mascot. The mascot's not involved in this issue, so I don't know what the deal is.
The mascot has been cleared, huh?
The mascot's been cleared. Either that or he pardoned himself since he's governor. I don't know. Yeah, I thought it was good anyway.
All right.
Thank you. We'll also visit with Chip Walters as we do each and every Wednesday, Tuesday, each and every Tuesday. Gosh,
except when it's Wednesday.
That's where I was going with that. But anyway, got there a little early. All right, plenty more to get to as well. So stick with us. But before we do anything else, we have excuse me, I have to get you yesterday's results, today's schedule on the rundown.
This is the rundown.
Girls high school basketball action from Tuesday night. Beach defeated Gallatin 65-58. It was Blackman with a 68-61 win. Oakland Clarksville defeated View 60-43. It was Cookville 61, Green Hill 31. Creekwood with a 45-40 win over Greenbrier. Dixon County defeated Henry County 76-68. Giles County defeated Lewis County 57-53. It was Hendersonville 42, Station Camp 38. Lawrence County with a 70-64 win over Page. Lebanon defeated Wilson Central 56-33. Summertown held on for a 51-9 win over Laurel. Murfreesboro Central defeated Maplewood 54-42. It was Portland 43, Liberty Creek 40. Rockvale with a 48-31 win over Siegel. Springfield defeated West Creek 43-39, and Stratford downed Whites Creek 38-33. In boys action on Monday night, Pearl-Cohn defeated Lead Academy 80-53.
Girls action tonight, the 8-2A championship. Pearl-Cohn is at East Nashville. That's a 6 o'clock tip. Providence Christian will be at USJ at 6 o'clock. In the next 4 games, times are unknown to us. Nashville Christian at FACS. Boyd Buchanan will be at Middle Tennessee Christian. Father Ryan hosts St. Agnes, and Brentwood Academy plays host to Knox Webb. Boys action tonight, District 6, Class 2A at Smith County. Catch Westmoreland and Watertown in championship play. 8-2A at East Nashville, Whites Creek takes on the host Eagles at 7:30. At Mount Pleasant, District 10 2A. Consolation round is Summertown and Lewis County at 6 o'clock. Loretto and Giles County play for the title at 7:30. Down at Lawrence County, at the Row, in 8-3A play. It's Marshall County and Spring Hill at 6, followed by Lawrence County and Page at 7:30. In 9-3A action at Greenbrier, it's the hosts taking on White House at 6 o'clock. In consolation play in Portland Creekwood, will play in the championship following that. And 10-3A play at Murfreesboro Central. It's the hosts and Glencliff at 6 in consolation play in Hillwood versus MLK at 7:30.
In 7-4A at Blackman, Siegel's boys take on Oakland at 6, followed by Blackman and Rockvale at 7:30. In 9-4A at Cookville, Wilson Central and Cookville play at 6, Green Hill and Lebanon at 7:30. In 10-4A at Beach at Station Camp in Gallatin at 6, followed by Hendersonville and the host Buccaneers at 7:30. 13-4A at Clarksville, the host Wildcats and West Creek take the floor at 6, followed by Clarksville Northeast and Rossview at 7:30. And in 14-4A at Dixon County, it's Clarksville Northwest and Kenwood at 6, Henry County and the host Cougars at 7:30. Men's college basketball action tonight. Number 11, Tennessee goes to College Station, taking on the Texas A&M Aggies. That game can be seen at 6 o'clock on ESPN, or you can set your recorder as I have. Maybe I'll go back and watch it. Maybe I won't.
Good call.
And the Vancouver Canucks are at Bridgestone Arena for a 7 o'clock puck drop against the Predators. That can be seen on Valley Sports South, and that is your rundown.
So, Mo, as I look over these schedules here, 9-4A stands out to me because you remember when Lebanon went to Cookville and fell to Cookville, making them the 2 seed in that district. Well, they Michael Jordaned and took that personally and defeated Cookville handily in the semifinals to get to the championship to take on Green Hill. So we'll see if the revenge tour continues tonight. Should be fun. And Dixon County, I sent you the score earlier, 80-24. Dixon County was the 4 seed in that district and took care of Kenwood by a wide margin. I have no idea what happened. I don't know if Kenwood, if everybody had the flu and just didn't show up.
Yeah, because when we talked to Brady and Blaine last week, he mentioned Kenwood as a potential postseason
we may have to ask him in
Yeah,
the next segment because that is just wild. 80-24.
that's a lot.
That doesn't make any sense
Now,
unless everybody was sick.
was it at Dixon County?
It was, but still.
Yeah, I've been to that gym. I don't think it's worth 56 points, but
Anyway, I don't know. I just thought that was interesting. So, but yeah, I thought the Green Hill Lebanon in the championship of 9-4A was interesting considering that Cookville had just beaten Lebanon. So anyway, all right, we move to our top story now. And Mo, I had this great top story for us. We were all looking forward to it, but the top story has changed.
Well,
That's how
we have to be flexible.
That's right.
When we bring the most timely and comprehensive coverage of area sports, this is timely.
Yeah, it is. In fact, because just 30 minutes before we went on the air, Carol Robinson of AL.com,
she does a great job,
probably,
by the way.
Not without her flaws sometimes, but 98% of the stuff that she puts out is just fantastic.
We all have our flaws, Chris.
We do. And that's why I just want to make sure that everybody knows that she's not perfect, because look, nobody is. And including Carol Robinson, who is, again, the best justice reporter I've ever been around. There's no question. I mean, there's literally no question. Carol Robinson is the best. Now, at 1:28, a story was posted to AL.com. The lead of this story, Alabama freshman standout Brandon Miller brought the gun used to the Tuscaloosa Strip killing of a woman that led to capital murder charges for his now former teammate Darius Miles and 20-year-old Michael Buzz Davis, according to law enforcement testimony today. Miles allegedly contacted Miller and asked him to bring his gun to where the two, Miles and Davis, were.
Bring his gun.
That's correct. It was Darius's gun. That's never been a question, I believe.
No, okay. I just want to make sure, though,
Yes.
that we stress that.
Yes. Miles contacted Miller and asked him to bring Miles's gun. When he got to the scene, apparently Miles gave the gun to Davis, told him he had it. There's a round in the chamber, and that was pretty much the extent of that conversation, according to the police. Again, I'm looking for Brendan Culpepper was the detective who was testifying at the time.
Miller's windshield was struck twice by gunfire in the shooting. Another Alabama player, Jaden Bradley, was also at the scene, according to testimony.
Now, Brandon Miller has not and doesn't appear as if he will be charged in anything, but obviously with his ties to Middle Tennessee, we wanted to bring this up and
needed to bring this up.
Yeah, we felt like it was,
newsworthy,
important for us to bring this information to you. Paula Whitley, who is the chief deputy DA for the city of Tuscaloosa or Tuscaloosa County, I'm not sure, was asked why Brandon Miller was not charged, and she said there's nothing we could charge him with.
That's interesting. That's not a question I can answer. There's nothing we could charge him with.
Then she answers the question. Yeah, that's why I just left that part of the quote out.
That is the answer. There's nothing we can charge him with.
That's not a question I can answer. Well,
and yet you just did. Yeah, and that's if he didn't break a law, then
that's the answer to the question. That's why he wasn't charged. He didn't break any laws, based on what we know. Now,
I mean, I'm no legal expert, but and I'm certainly not trying to get anybody arrested, but I'm just trying to understand, what is facilitation?
That's and I don't, obviously I'm not a legal expert either, but I can tell you that some of the testimony here claims that Miller and Bradley were blocking the street, were parked in the road. That's why his windshield was hit.
Were there shots exchanged?
I don't think that's the case here. Now, the biggest issue that I think we have here is that, you know, I'm assuming that this is not, you know, Miller dropped Miles off at a club, but didn't stay because the line was too long. Good call. Bad call was coming back. It just, two vehicles, and Dodge Challenger that was were Jeep along the victim.
The victim in self-defense.
Okay. There it is.
Yeah.
Striking.
And so I guess that's how Miller's car was struck.
So now we understand a little bit more about the situation. Culpepper is the boyfriend. No. Culpepper's the brand. Is the detective. I apologize.
Yeah. Johnson is the boyfriend. Cedric Johnson.
Culpepper told Miles that it was all caught on surveillance video from the Houndstooth bar, and it was then he admitted to being there during the shooting. Vehicle has a dash cam, by the way.
Miller's vehicle?
Brandon Miller's vehicle.
Yeah. Wow. This is craziness.
The biggest wow factor in this situation is the response of Nate Oates.
That's the biggest wow factor. The second biggest wow factor is that Darius Miles' mom is a police officer.
Okay, yeah, missed that. Wow. I mean, this is again heavy stuff, and not something that we don't necessarily want to talk about when we come on this show, but obviously it's necessary. We try to bring in the most timely and comprehensive news, sports coverage that we can. And yeah, that's major news there. I was unaware.
Alabama coach Nate Oates said Tuesday that Miller is, quote, not in any trouble, close quote, as a result of his alleged involvement. I mean, it says alleged in the article.
Yeah.
But, quote, we knew about that. Can't control everything everybody does outside of practice. Nobody knew that was going to happen. College kids are out. Brandon hasn't been in any type of trouble, nor is he in any type of trouble in this case. Wrong spot at the wrong time.
See, that last sentence is what gets me. That's the issue that I have here. It's as if he's just completely dismissing this, as if Brandon Miller is completely non-existent in this case. He just happened to be a bystander, when that's not at all what we're hearing from Brandon Culpepper, the detective here, in his sworn testimony under oath. Now, I'll be the first to tell you, I'm not somebody who's just going to take police's word for it. As a news reporter, I can't afford to do that. I have to dig a little deeper. I don't know that guy's telling the truth. Sworn testimony or not, people lie. Happens all the time. And now they're coming for me. Just kidding. That's an ambulance. But seriously, we don't know that Brendan Culpepper is telling us the truth. We just don't. Now, there seems to be evidence backing up most of these claims. So
right.
That's what I'm going with here. And Brandon Miller was clearly there. His car was shot.
And it was caught on his dash cam.
It does appear that they have the communication between Brandon and Darius Miles
to bring the gun,
asking him to bring the gun. That's not wrong place, wrong time, Nate. That's choosing to be in that place.
It's creating the place, because if the gun is not there, then none of this happens.
None of it.
So
everybody's home today.
Everybody.
Anyway, so that is the latest update in the Darius Miles case that now apparently involves former Cane Ridge standout Brandon Miller, at least to some degree. I'll be curious if this article spurs any different thoughts from Nate Oates.
At the capstone?
Nate Oates, Greg Byrne, whoever the president of the university is, I don't know the answer to that. I would think that this would have some sort of implication, but I don't know.
And here's a question. And, you know, not trying to besmirch anybody's reputation or anything like that, just throwing out the same questions that you would throw out if this was at the University of Houston or the University of Arizona or Gonzaga.
Whatever.
If Brandon Miller is a one and done guy, what does this do to his NBA prospects? Or does it do anything?
I think that's a good question. If it were the NFL, I think we'd have different conversation. But the NBA has always kind of turned the other eye, turned a blind eye. Sorry, not the other cheek. They've turned a blind eye to things like that. I mean, just, you know, I can't think of anyone who's not played in the NBA strictly because of some sort of fringe involvement with a law enforcement matter.
Right.
So, I mean, think about how many times Dennis Rodman came back after being directly involved in law enforcement matters. So, I mean, I think there's plenty of
right. I mean, it took Gilbert Arenas bringing a gun into the locker room
facility.
to yeah. So,
I mean, there's that. So, anyway, we have gone over time. We need to get back and take a break because Brady McAtamney is standing by. So we will talk to him about some more drama, what's unfolding at Austin Peay State University with the students, with cheerleading, with all of the drama going on up there. So stick around. We'll have the latest right after this on Main Street Sports Today. Mid-Tennessee Bone & Joint treats your orthopedic injuries and existing conditions. Our trained physicians will get you back in the game faster. Contact us at 931-381-2663 or www.mtbj.net. Custom Stone Handler supplies over 600 distributors and suppliers with quality stone products. Along with River Stone, we produce and distribute over 100 building, landscape, and other bulk products. Our goal is to provide quality products, service, and partnerships to ensure our customers' success. We firmly believe that the measure of any person or company is how they treat other people and customers. Give them a call at 931-490-4990 or visit CustomStonehandlers.com. Welcome back in Main Street Sports Today, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint. Chris Yow, Mo Patton here on this Top 5 Tuesday. Top 5 dunkers still to come in the next half, as well as Chip Walters. He'll join us from the baseball game.
From Reese Smith Field.
From Reese Smith Field, that's right. They
Home
will
opener?
first pitch at 3:00. So,
oh,
yeah. So he will not be on the call. He will be with us. He's just at the field. So
okay.
That's nice.
Maybe we'll get him to turn his camera.
Yeah,
around.
we'll get some live feed there from Chip and
a little. Maybe we can get a little play-by-play if we can get the express written consent of MTSU.
Yeah, or Conference USA or wherever they're broadcasting that game.
Who are they playing? They're playing SEMO,
I think so.
Yeah.
But anyway, we will talk with him about that. But now we go to the Queen City. where we are joined by Main Street Clarksville sports editor Brady McAtamney, coming to you with the Diamondbacks gear on, looking fine. Look at that! I love that. Those are great colors, man. I hate that they went away from that, but anyway,
I agree.
Welcome to the show, Brady. Hope you are having a fantastic start to your week.
Yeah, you could say that. District basketball tournament's going on, keeping me busy.
Let's talk about that for a second.
Sure.
What did everybody at Kenwood get the flu?
So the Kenwood girls basketball team, unfortunately, has been like that.
No, boys.
The Kenwood boys, they did lose to
80-24.
That was the girls.
Okay, that makes more sense.
That's okay.
That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, no.
Chris has got to learn to read a scoreboard.
No. That's what was on, and that's why trust but verify is important.
Oh, okay, all right.
But okay, so Kenwood's boys did not lose 80-24.
Well, we got some bad info. Yeah.
No, they did not lose 80-24. If that was the case, I'd have already opened some sort of cold case into the school.
Yes, well, we just thought everyone got the flu.
No, thankfully that's not the case.
Now we know the rest of the story. Thank you for clarifying. Kenwood did not lose. What did
Kenwood boys did not lose 80-24.
The girls, however, did.
The girls did. Yeah.
Okay. Now we know.
The rest of the
Thank
story.
you. We appreciate that.
Of course.
Now-
The more you know, right?
That's right. The more you know.
Exactly.
Can we get that on the screen?
Yep.
little shooting star here. No. All right. Well, then.
That takes care of that.
Now that we got that out the way.
Moving on.
Tell us what's going on, because the last I've seen, the most I've seen is that the Austin P cheerleading squad has been suspended indefinitely.
Suspended indefinitely. That's right. There's no confirmed reports about why. There are rumors, things that, I can't really confirm because nobody at the school wants to talk about it or has even the knowledge to talk about it. It seems like,
Go figure.
Yeah, exactly. Right. They're keeping it incredibly tight-lipped. Even the people I know within the school who, are friends and willing to usually chat with me. They say that they say that they don't even know. So even the people who you got to be like right on the situation to know exactly what's going on. Like I said, there are rumors, but without anything being confirmed, it's kind of hard to really get on that.
This kind of came out of nowhere, though, right? Like this wasn't some investigation that led to this. It just kind of, for the general public anyway.
Yeah, this definitely came out of nowhere. It happened shortly after their trip to Florida. Maybe a coincidence, maybe not. College kids in Florida, you get a little bit of that sunshine, that some warm weather.
Especially in January and February.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. It's nice right now, but it hasn't always been like this. So you get to Florida, you get the sunshine out, everyone's going to the beach and everything. Things can get messy. So that's my theory is, maybe they had a little too much fun down there. Maybe kids who aren't legally allowed to have certain types of fun. That's possible. But again, there's really nothing that's been confirmed.
It's funny. And this, when I was a junior in high school, the senior class ahead of ours took a cruise for their senior trip and to Mexico. Well, in Mexico, you only have to be 18 to partake. And I went to a private Christian school. And some of the folks ahead of me in that class did, in fact, partake legally in Mexico.
Now,
that being said, we ended up in New Orleans on our senior trip on a bus. so
thanks, guys.
Schools don't necessarily have to worry about what the law says. It's there's a lot that goes into that. So that's interesting. That, and I guess that kind of clarifies why. And if this is something that happened on this trip, it clarifies why the mascot is not involved.
The mascot is not involved. Thankfully, the Gov is clean. The dance team is clean. It's really just the cheerleaders.
So how has this worked at Austin P games? Is there like is there a spirit squad of some sort?
It sounds like the dance team has been filling in for the cheerleaders. Yeah, they've been at games before. You've had like dance team on one baseline, cheerleaders on the other baseline, and I guess it's just the dancers now. They're the ones bringing the spirit. The marching band is still there. The Gov is still there, and he does a great job. He's a fun mascot. Formerly Bobby Bobcat at Greenbrier. Now the Gov at Austin P. First ever mascot scholarship at Austin P, by the way.
Oh,
So
wow. That's solid.
But,
Well,
yeah.
hopefully the dance team was at the opposite baseline from
Students.
from the baseline where things went awry Saturday at the end of the Austin P men's final game at the Dunn Center. I can't remember who they were playing, but North Florida. Things got a little out of hand between the two teams underneath Austin P's basket at the end of that one. So I mean, it's been a rough week for Austin P.
It's been eventful. You could definitely say that they've been in the headlines. Can't deny that.
They are really testing that no news or no PR is bad PR. They're testing that theory this week, all right?
Yeah.
What happened there? Do we know what spurred this situation, or was it just students being students?
So for some context, Austin P entered that game on an 11-game losing streak. They were excited to get one, as you would be on that kind of skid. So they're up by a point. North Florida has the ball. They turn it over. And Cam Copeland, formerly of North Florida fame, by the way, gets the ball on a fast break with time ticking down. He bounces the ball off the ground to give himself a bounce pass alley-oop. A little bit of showboating, maybe. A North Florida player flies in to stop him from dunking, gets more body than ball, knocks Copeland to the ground, and chaos ensues. Austin P bench clears as this happened right in front of the Austin P bench. And some players, including Carlos Paez, who is now suspended, gets the player in a headlock. Now, keep in mind, Paez is about 5'10", 5'11". So I guess credit to him for being the tough guy out there, despite being the smallest guy out there. But he still got a game suspension for it. Things just got ugly. They broke it up. And yeah, you see the video here. So there's Copeland, bounce pass, tackle / block attempt, and chaos. So there you go. A lot of pushing, a lot of shoving. And then it seemed to maybe spill over into the locker room area because the locker room entrances do share a hallway. So we don't have any feed of exactly what might have happened, no video of what might have happened in the locker room area, but you can see players rushing into there.
Folks designing arenas have to be a little bit smarter about that kind of thing than creating access to the floor for both teams through the same vomitory or however you care to refer to it, because we've seen this happen on too many occasions at too many places. I know
Michigan particularly.
Michigan,
and you would know that, Brady.
Evelyn Center in Cookeville is a similar situation. As an MTSU graduate, I can tell you, you can't funnel both the teams into the same area that close, because situations like this come up.
Yeah, these are college kids.
Not very smart.
They're playing hard. Maybe one or two hard fouls, some chirping, and perfect recipe for maybe a little beef.
Well, I guess the good thing for Austin P is, again, this was the men's last game. The women have 2 more games at the Dunn Center before they move. And I know there's been a lot of excitement about the new facility, Brady. Hopefully these last couple of incidents haven't overshadowed that or won't overshadow it for very long. But
Hopefully.
what is the vibe as far as them getting ready to be in a new facility?
It's definitely exciting. The new arena, F&M Bank Arena, which is right downtown in downtown Clarksville, it's really cool looking. I mean, that thing is like fully built now. They're really just kind of working on the interior now, so it's kind of fit itself into that, if you want to call it a skyline in Clarksville. It's kind of fit right into how the downtown looks now, and it fits really well. It's very cool looking. It fits in perfectly with kind of the aesthetic of the city, and it's exciting. It's going to create a lot of extra foot traffic in the area, which it already has a decent amount of, but it's going to be good for the restaurants, the businesses down in the area, because it's not just going to have basketball games. It's going to have some concerts, some events. I know the National Predators are looking to do some stuff there, because Austin P has partnered with the Predators, which is pretty cool. Potentially getting hockey teams in the area, maybe high school, is something that I've heard a little bit of buzz about. So it's definitely going to bring a lot of new possibilities to the area outside of just Austin P basketball.
They've got ice too, right?
They've got ice, yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I just love the word. I love the name F&M Bank, not Farmers and Merchants. F&M.
F&M.
That's probably what they call it up there.
Well, that's what they call it everywhere now, but it just seems,
It's shorter. It fits into a headline better.
sure.
Rolls off the tongue.
It rolls, yeah. F&M.
F&M. How far is it from campus, Brady?
Across the street.
Oh,
Right across the street. Yep.
okay. All right.
Well, yeah, I've only been to Austin P like twice, and I remember, of course, when I drove in there, I ended up coming in some ridiculous back way that I will never go again because I have no idea where I was at any point.
I bet I know where you were. You were out by Clarksville Academy, weren't
Probably.
you? Yeah.
This
Yeah,
was
over
5
the
years
Second
ago. but
Street.
I was like,
Yeah.
where am I? And why?
And where
where's
is the
this
school? Yeah.
But I found it. And
What is that? Highway 79, Brady? Out there? That kind of brings you up along the river and then you come up
That's-
and turn
yeah.
right to come onto campus?
Yes, I believe so. Yeah, it's Second Street is right where Clarksville Academy is on one side.
Mhm.
Austin P on the other side. They're next door neighbors,
If-
of course.
If you don't know where you're going, you will be scared that you are as lost as last year's Easter egg.
I
I
did- I
tell
had
you,
no
it's
idea.
crazy.
I
But
had no idea.
typically, I usually get off at exit 4 and just come straight down Wilma Rudolph. But
That may be the play. I'm looking forward to it because I saw some renderings today where they've got the whole, one of those not battery type thing, but I mean, there's going to be mixed use there. It's going to be restaurants and bars, and there's going to be an apartment there, maybe. It's really going to be something nice. In Clarksville, that area really is just going crazy right now.
Yeah, actually, just next door, brand new restaurant / bar opened. It's called Shelby's Trio. I don't mean to give free advertisement here, but they've got on the bottom floor a nice little American bar garage type place, an Italian place on the second floor. Third floor has got a rooftop bar right next door to the arena. My mom's coming to town this weekend, and I'm looking to check it out with her, and I'll let you guys know.
Okay,
see,
you
Brady's angling for some free stuff.
See, well, whatever.
Yeah,
As long as he takes us with us next time we're in Clarksville, I'm down. So
do I have to disclose
Brady-
it as an ad? I'm kidding.
it's like on TikTok where it just at the bottom it just says sponsored, but it's like very small and opaque font. But no, Brady, we appreciate it. Thanks for giving us the latest on what you know on those two situations. Just a lot going on, like I said, up in Clarksville. But
No problem.
continue to follow Brady at Brady_MSP on Twitter. And of course, the MSP North podcast, he and Blaine Keller. And of course, as basketball season coming to a close. He will be bringing you all the news that is news in the world of sports up in Clarksville. Brady, we appreciate it, man.
No problem. And I'm glad I could help Kenwood beat the 60-point loss allegations.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, no doubt. Clear that up. Thank you.
No problem. Thanks, guys.
All right. We're going to take a break. When we come back, it'll be some AP poll news. And you know what, Justin? When we come back, before we get into that, play that video, and we'll talk about that just a little bit. There has been a viral video going around on Twitter today, and we need to react to it. We just got to react to it. So let's do that right here on Main Street Sports Today. Y'all stick around. Be right back after this.
Too many bills.
Jones & Lang Sporting Goods here in Columbia has been outfitting teams, officials, and anybody else from T-ball to college for 50-plus years. Be sure and check them out at 931-388-8060 or online at jonesandlang.com. Jones & Lang Sporting Goods, the look of a winner.
Zion Christian Academy, zioneagles.org or 931-388-5731. You can schedule your appointment. Go tour their campus. It is beautiful over there, and you're definitely going to want to see it. Again, it's zioneagles.org. Give them a call, 931-388-5731, and schedule your tour today.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Tennessee. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the TSSAA.
Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint has been the official sports medicine provider for Murray County Schools for more than 40 years. We specialize in orthopedic service, and our Ortho Quick Walk-In Clinic lets you bypass the ER. Visit us online at www.mtbj.net.
Cuffs on my beans, wearing these jeans. Roll Tide, go Vols, SEC. Smoking, drinking, fighting, riding races, trackers hard to straight. Southern Bells here right beside us. Damn good day with a fish and biting. Top of water, sinking bobbers. I get these looks from my mama, kick ass from my father. Come on, surviving, we living, stealing hearts with the shit eating granted. Fried chicken, cat biscuits, summertime cold beer, sweet smoke brisket.
Okay, that's a Middle Tennessee resident who just said, "Go Vols, Roll Tide, ACC." I think that's how she said ACC. From North Carolina, Mo.
Is she related to Kenny Chesney?
That's my question here. What in the world are we doing?
Did we intentionally run that?
Yes, that's what I was asking.
I think I just waywardly did it.
What in the world is going on in the world of whatever that was?
And we just gave it 20 seconds or whatever.
No, buddy, this has got millions of views on Twitter.
So they didn't need the ones that we just gave it then.
So my question is, what in the world are we doing? One, in music. Two, we're allowed to say Roll Tide and Go Vols. SEC. I mean, unless that was tongue in cheek.
Maybe
with
she
the
said
SEC.
SEC instead
no,
of
that's
ACC.
what she said. She said SEC.
Oh, okay.
She just said it in her.
Most trying to give more.
Nah.
Unless that's done in the tongue in cheek to the SEC chant. What are we doing?
You're asking the wrong guy. I got no clue. I got no clue what we just watched. Justin, or why we just watched it.
Justin, is that your new favorite song? Are you fired up?
I gotta say, I was gonna say this before I found out how upset it made Mo, but why is it catchy though? I mean, just a little bit.
It's catchy in that same vein as that Walker Hayes, Walker Hayes, that fancy like BS, yeah,
right. Or that Friday
Walker
song.
Hayes, former Thompson Station resident, found that out yesterday.
Former,
yeah, he just sold his house.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I think he bought a bigger one. If I had to guess, he's got enough money.
Yeah, I would imagine fancy like probably financed the next one. Yeah.
That was like Old Town Road.
That was so weird, right? Like, and it's gone viral today on Twitter, and I just here's the positive. The positive is
I will never watch it again.
Everybody it's been pretty well negative reception from almost everybody. My favorite response was, thank God Texas and Oklahoma will be bringing some real country music to the SEC in the next year. Country music's coming back, baby. Texas and Oklahoma bringing you some red dirt.
Goodness gracious.
God, that was so wild. Anyway,
Yeah.
I just it blew my mind when I first saw it, and I was like, no, I gotta see that. I gotta see the reaction on this. Let's go to the AP poll. The Associated Press.
Yeah, let's, because I
that's
mentioned
not that.
No, the AP
that is-
poll, not that.
My
I
apologies.
mentioned when we were going through the rundown, number 11 Tennessee goes to College Station. I
Number
didn't.
25, I believe.
Yes, number 25 just snuck in. Texas A&M, did not realize they were ranked. Should be, probably, but did not realize they were. Guess I didn't get that far down yesterday. So we got a top 25 matchup tonight.
That's right. Alabama moves down to number 2 following their loss at Thompson Bowling Arena. Houston moves up after their 8-point win against Memphis at home. Probably makes a little sense there.
I'm telling you though, man. I mean, when you look up and down this top 20, Houston's got 2 losses, they got 4, got 5. This is going to be as wide open NCAA tournament as there's been in a long time, I think, just because everybody can beat everybody.
Well, you know what? It's funny because chalk never holds in the NCAA tournament anyway. But when you've got this, may be the year that chalk could hold, because you just don't know. You don't know from one day to the next what's going to happen.
Well, for one thing, I don't know if you know who the top 4 seeds are, for one thing, and
that's why you might see 4 1s make it.
Because they
who knows? I think this is one of those years where it's kind of opposite year. There's not a Gonzaga out there that's got 1 loss or whatever. This is nuts.
Yeah. I mean, there's nobody that you just look at and say, that's a championship team right there.
Yeah, they're the favorites.
They are. Yeah, it's them and everybody else. I mean, there's nobody out there that you would take against the field.
Nope. Not one. I mean, and I'm not even sure, if you look at the top 5, I'm not sure that, you couldn't just pull them out of a hat and be just as accurate with the top 5 right now as this is. I don't envy AP voters right now, by the way. And I certainly am not going to envy the selection committee.
Well, again, you look at the top 10 and you realize that the number 11 team is 3-1 against the top 10.
Yeah, right. And the only loss was 5 points at Arizona, who, by the way, only beat Colorado at home by 10. A lot of folks giving Tennessee a lot of crap about that Colorado loss, and they should. But clearly looks like Colorado may not be quite as bad as everybody.
Colorado may not be as bad. Looks like Vanderbilt. This
Vanderbilt.
Well, that's the Vanderbilt that beat Tennessee, though.
Right. That's what I'm saying. This Vanderbilt is pretty good. A lot of folks were judging that loss based on November Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
And you can't do that. Not when you're not when you are selecting teams for the NCAA tournament and selecting seeds, which was one reason I think that Joe Lunardi still has Tennessee as the 9 overall. The first 3 seed.
I just hate admitting the possibility that dude may be right. But,
by the way, also, he put Vanderbilt in consideration.
I think they have to be discussed in the room
At this point, they especially if they continue.
and if they get a couple of wins in the tournament.
Yeah. I mean, they win tomorrow and Saturday.
And I wonder, Candace signed Stackhouse to the extension. They came out and all four wheels fell off at one time. They pitted, he got them back up and running, and now they've won 5 straight. And I wonder how some of those folks that were sounding the death knell.
I was one of them. I didn't think Stackhouse was going to make it to SEC play.
Okay.
Good thing he did.
So
if you're Vanderbilt, it's a good thing they stuck with it. Hey, let's
ride it
out. I mean, that's the kind of confidence you have to have in yourself as an athletics director.
Well, and as a former athlete, she knows what it looks like.
Sure.
In a way that a lot of people may not. So she trusted herself. She bet on Stackhouse. She bet on herself. And right now, as we sit here on February 21st, you can't really argue with it.
Absolutely not. And wouldn't. I mean, I'd say, look, that's why you do what you do and why I do what I do.
There you go.
That's why I'm sitting here talking.
And she's making decisions.
She's making decisions. That's right. We can sit here and say fire David Poyle all day long. We can say fire Todd Downing all day long. But the fact is that we don't make those decisions. The people who do.
And it's probably a good thing.
we might be a little trigger happy. I think we would be a little less trigger happy
if we were actually in the position.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to say it when it can't affect anything really. Let's be honest. But yeah, I mean, and not just those top 10, by the way. Obviously it was an exhibition, but they did destroy Gonzaga, as Christopher Gabriel reminded us yesterday, down in Texas in the preseason. Kansas State falls a little bit after their loss to Kansas. And of course, Kansas beat TCU last night. TCU, who had beaten Kansas by about 20 earlier this year. So
Texas Christian.
This is the basketball team, man. We can't be holding them accountable. You're holding them accountable for the trash that was their football program, at least in that last game. Any other teams that kind of, I think Florida Atlantic still getting 6 votes is a little interesting, by the way.
I'm kind of intrigued by the Big East triumvirate right there at 18, 19, 20 of UConn, Creighton, and Providence.
I mean, and speaking of, did you see that Georgetown ended its long road 22-game road losing streak at Butler, something that Xavier couldn't do? Went to the field house and got the dub with Patrick Ewing.
Speaking of hot seats.
Yeah, he's on the hottest. I wish there was a coacheshotseat.com for basketball.
Are you sure there's not?
I'm not. May in fact be, but it's very possible. Indiana is one of those teams that's kind of been on the fringe all year. I don't know why they're sitting at 17. I'm not sure that they've beaten anybody that really makes you go, hey, they need to be in the top 25. But yet the Big Ten gets a little bit of the SEC football treatment, right?
They do. They do.
As they should. They've earned it, I think. Speaking of, anyway.
Welcome to the Coaches Database Hot Seat Report, an updating list of college basketball coaches with low job security.
I like it. Did you find Patrick Ewing on the list?
I've not scrolled down yet, but I'm looking at the category of your chair is on fire, sir. And it includes Wayne Tinkle of Oregon State, Josh Pastner of Georgia Tech, Mac Lodich of Valpo, Mark Fox, former Georgia coach Mark Fox of California, and fifth-year Ole Miss coach Kermit Davis.
As he should be. Although they almost beat Mississippi State the other night. Go figure.
This seat is rather warm. Mike Anderson.
Really?
Yeah, they've been after Mike Anderson at St. John since the beginning of the year. Probably before that.
He should have never left.
Former UAB coach Jared Haas at Stanford.
Former UAB coach Mike Anderson. Back to back.
How
about that?
AK, stay where you're at.
Don't make the mistake.
Yeah, don't go chasing waterfalls. AK. Hurley at Arizona State. Billy Lang at St. Joseph's. Barclay Radaball at Charleston Southern. I know that name from somewhere. I don't know why. I don't think it's Charleston Southern. Witherspoon of Ecious and Patrick Ewing of Georgetown.
All right, there we go. That's what I needed to hear.
And see, here's the thing. This is what happens with our hero to Memphis. You know,
not all the time, no, but he had proven it.
Yeah,
that's the difference.
Yeah,
Andy had already proven himself at Cincinnati and was pretty good at Ole Miss. Probably should he got the David Cutcliffe treatment there.
Oh, he absolutely is getting fired at Ole Miss.
So
yeah, we've got our eye on you, Coach Jeff Capel III of Pittsburgh. I've never heard him referred to as a third, but Mike Davis, Detroit Mercy, Greg
former UAB coach. No. In the top 15, baby.
Good Lord. Are we sensing a trend here? Don't leave UAB if you get there. New Mexico State's Greg Heyer, which that program has been shut down.
Yes, I would say that his seat is about as hot as it gets.
Washington's Mike Hopkins, Kevin Keats at NC State.
What?
This must be before
the season, because there's no way. NC State
didn't they
26.
just beat? No, it was updated. Okay, it's not been updated since February 3rd.
Okay, well, they still got they're essentially number 26 in the country.
Yeah, didn't they just beat Carolina?
Yeah,
recently. Okay, all right. So yeah, again, it's not been updated since the beginning of the month,
but still.
Oh, and Stackhouse is on this one. So is Rick Stansberry at Western. So interesting, but yeah, coachesdatabase.com
so
if you want to see who is or should be.
And if you're Andy Kennedy,
just stay where you're at, baby.
Keep your seat.
Yeah.
So the next one doesn't get hot.
Apparently the next one will get hot if you leave. So yeah, that's crazy. Three former UAB coaches on this list.
3 in the top 15.
That's funny.
It's wild. Oh man. All right. Well, I had all this great stuff planned for today. We had slides and everything, but
my bad.
And that's not your fault. Just we've had things come up during the show.
Well,
we've even had one major story that happened in the last 4 hours that I've not even been able to mention yet. So anyway, we're going to take a break. We're going to go to Chip Walters, who is at Reese Smith Field and hanging out with the Blue Raider baseball team. We'll talk some Blue Raider sports right after this on Main Street Sports Today, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint. Y'all stick around.
Hey, I mean, if you want me to stick to a script,
in Music City just hits different. It's one big honky-tonk party. It's the sea of gold in the crowd. The goals, the saves, the celebrations. It's an experience like no other. Don't miss a minute of the action this season. Visit NashvillePredators.com/tickets to get your seats today. That's NashvillePredators.com/tickets. And we'll see you at Bridgestone Arena.
This is attorney Bart Durham, and this is me. I'm Aaliyah. Keeping in good physical condition is really important to me. But when I had a wreck with a tractor-trailer truck that hurt my legs so bad I couldn't work for almost a year, I knew I needed a lawyer that understood tractor-trailer cases. So I called Bart. Bart gets millions of dollars for his clients every year.
At Bart Durham Injury Law, we've handled hundreds of tractor-trailer cases.
My dad and I want to help. Give us a call at 615-242-9000.
Brave of you to refer to us as analysts, old geezer. So we do appreciate that.
Maybe he wasn't talking about us.
Maybe not. Oh, Mo Patton and Chris Yow here on this Top 5 Tuesday, and we are going to the ballpark with Chip Walters.
Take us out to the ballpark.
Who joins us now. Chip, look. Are we in the middle of the national anthem? Because I seem to do that quite often.
No, we missed that. We got that done just before you guys came to me, but we're ready. First pitch right there. So we're underway.
How about
there you go.
Who's on the bump?
A young man by the last name Baranick, freshman.
Oh,
yeah, from Columbia. That's right.
I was going to say,
Yep.
it's Baranick.
Baranick.
Yes.
Okay.
Baranick. Yes. Take it from us. Yeah.
There you go. Exactly. So beautiful day.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
$1 hot dog, $1 ticket, $1 soft drink day. Big crowd out here. So that's right.
Is it a good crowd? It
Not
seems
bad.
like decent weather.
Yeah, not bad for this is one of those days that it's 3:00. That at 4:00 it'll be better, and at 4:30 it'll be even better as people get off work and come out. But not bad. I mean, just for getting underway, there's several. I'd say there's 200 or 300 people here right now, and that'll double or more before the afternoon gets completed.
Awesome.
Man, what a beautiful day at the ballpark. You got a little cloud cover, so
Short
it's not too
sleeves.
hot, but you got short sleeves on, looking good. Chip, want to talk a little poetry with you.
Okay.
I saw that you had a haiku out on the
semi haiku.
Yeah, it was pretty solid work there by the folks at Exit Realty. Well done. Didn't know you guys were poetry experts over there, but can certainly sell some houses. So that
try to do that. Yeah, absolutely. We appreciate that. We had a drawing in our sales meeting today, and I actually won the right to get the sign. So a friend of mine, Sharon Wagner, who is in our office, she's actually from Tullahoma. I said, Sharon, you're creative. I need something to put on the sign. She goes, and like within 5 seconds, she goes, spring is near, houses are here, choose Chip. So that's what we did. So
pretty solid.
I like it. It's good to have a poet on your staff. Chip Walters, the voice of the Blue Raiders, joining us as he does every Tuesday on Main Street Sports Today, presented by Mid Tennessee Bone and Joint. Chip, you mentioned one Columbian, Brian Baranick, the freshman from Columbia Academy, on the bump today. Another area standout was honored by the Tennessee Sports Writers Association this week. MTSU's Jaden Ham was named the first baseball pitcher of the week by the TSSAA for his performance over at Conway against VC. So,
yeah, I mean, he was just terrific.
Is helping the Blue out a lot.
Really has. And,
Sounds like 5 1/3 shutout.
Yep. And
go ahead.
By the way, y'all are breaking up a little bit today, but he had 5 1/3 shutout innings against VCU, who, it hasn't been that long. Just 2016, they won the College World Series. So he really got the Raiders off to a good start. Eric Swan didn't pitch bad on Saturday against Coastal. Got behind. They have some pretty good bats. And then Sunday, the bullpen kind of blew up late against Fairfield. And but there were some pretty good teams that went 1-2 this opening weekend as you try to figure out what you got. This week you've got SEMO here today. And then this weekend, St. Bonaventure will be here. Today is the first of 16 straight at home for Middle after having opened up down in Conway, South Carolina.
That's a heck of a homestand.
No
Yeah,
doubt.
exactly.
Chip, moving indoors, the Lady Raiders seem to have fixed whatever might have been ailing them.
Yeah, and you know, it's funny, and for both the men and the women, you know how many things you can find when you start playing good defense and rebounding the basketball. And for Middle's women now, that's 4 wins in a row after the tough trip to Texas, and they jump back in the top 25 this week at number 25, and you know they have locked up at least a share of the conference championship regular season and have already locked up the number 1 seed.
That seems good. And that's one of the, you know, one of the things that is major especially in the Conference USA tournament because of the way the brackets lay out. It looks like Middle's going to have it's a solid route to a championship potentially. Now, how does the coaching staff do they have any thoughts on potential if there's a slip up? Do they think they can still get in the tournament?
You know, I think they feel like right now they need to win it. And you know, whether you have that backup position, you know, as we know in our conference, that you don't ever want to give the selection committee an opportunity to do something that you don't want them to do. So, you know, I don't even think that has even come up. I know they just try to build their resume as good as they can, but the ultimate goal is to win the tournament. You know, they had a really good shot to host first and second round games, but that went away with the losses at UTEP and UTSA. But I think they, you know, they still have, you know, a top 25 net ranking, and they are the only team in the state that is ranked this week. So I think they feel good about where they are right now. But you just got to, you know, you get 2 more weeks of the regular season plus a week of the tournament. That's a lot of stuff that can happen between now and then.
Well, that's okay. If you know, if something happens, still think this team has a very good shot at getting into the NCAA tournament. Now, on the men's side, as we just saw the bracket, we'll bring it right back up.
This is that the as of today.
That's as of
bracket.
today. This is from Blue Raider at Blue Raider Stats on Twitter, and we appreciate his fine work from this.
Right.
It looks like the top 3 seeds have clinched that first round bye. Middle is still in a potential.
I think Middle's about 1 more win away.
I think they're 1 win away.
Yeah, I think if they can beat Louisiana Tech this weekend, it would surely it would put them, I think, in a spot where they would have to end up in that top 5.
Well, and here's the unfortunate part is that, you know, obviously you just beat Florida Atlantic, and they're not gonna take.
They will not have forgotten it by March 10th.
But you know, you sure would wish you were on the other side of that bracket. But that being said, you still got to win 3 ball games to win it all, and no matter where you're at, and feel like this team has an opportunity because they can beat anybody in this conference on any given night.
Well, now here's the thing: they play UAB
too.
They play you. Are they done with UAB?
Yeah, they split. They
Okay.
be here.
So they can't get to 3 then, Chip?
Well, they could.
Middle, I don't think, can get to 3. But you know, the thing is, Chris, I would, you know, you're always trying to win every game you can and get as high as you can, but I would rather be on the half of the bracket with just FAU and not have to deal with UAB and North Texas in the same half of the bracket. To me, I think if UAB's right to me, they're going to be the toughest out in the tournament if they are right, and they have not always been right this year. But when they're right, they are very imposing.
I.e., when they've got Jelly Walker on the floor.
Well, it's not even that necessarily. I mean, yeah, he helps, but they've got so many weapons. To me, if he is engaged and wants to really play, then I mean, there's nobody can stop him in this league. He's that big and that good.
I don't necessarily disagree with you. I mean, obviously I follow UAB basketball fairly closely, but this is, I mean,
they've got the kid from LSU who's been terrific even when Jelly was out. So,
and here's the thing: both Middle and UAB have now beaten FAU in the last couple of weeks. FAU kind of maybe faltering here. Maybe Western gets that win in round one and pulls the upset to get their coach off the hot seat, as we were just talking about.
But what's funny about those?
Know.
What happens in those situations is, okay, FAU is out, but the team that just knocked them out suddenly becomes public enemy number one.
And they beat you
right
not too long ago.
So it doesn't necessarily make things any easier.
No, it doesn't.
I tell you,
that's what's great about this Conference USA, right?
That's exactly what I was going to there is it's made this year as entertaining as any year I can ever remember, with so many good games all spread throughout the whole schedule all year long. And that top half, that top 5 plus those 3 that are in a tie right now, I mean, it's been just knockdown drag out every night.
How much does it annoy you that UTSA loss?
Oh, I mean,
as you see, they're sitting at 11th.
It does, but at least they got somebody else. I'm glad they got a 2 instead of a 1 in front of their record right now. So, and the thing is, they came in here and for about 8 minutes, they looked like the freaking Harlem Globetrotters out there. I mean, they were throwing stuff in, and it's like, are you kidding me again, Steve Henson? But they just don't have a ton of depth, but Steve Henson, he's trying to rebuild right now, and he's such a good guy, and I didn't hear your whole list earlier. I didn't know if his name was on it or not, but I if it is, I hate it for him because he's really a good guy and an excellent coach.
I think Stansbury was the only Conference USA coach on that list.
He hasn't coached at UAB yet, which is why he's not on the list.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
This is just a list of former UAB coaches. That's what we have here in front of us.
Maybe it's a UAB guy putting the list together.
Yeah, well, you never know. I didn't hear Murray Bartow's name, which, of course, I don't know if he's still coaching anymore. But, Chip, as we were getting ready for spring sports, obviously you're at the baseball game. Softball is underway. Of course, track and field is kind of a big deal, and tennis out at Middle. What's going on this week that's exciting? What do we need to be looking forward to?
Well, track and field starts they've got a last chance meet in the indoor season. They've just were at the Crossplex in Birmingham. The women finished 3rd, men finished 5th in the indoor, and then the outdoor season will get underway. This past weekend, men's tennis lost a 4-3 match at home to Oklahoma State, but came back on Sunday and beat SMU and Austin Peay. And there were no fights at the end of the Austin Peay match. So just want to make sure that's correct. Then there was softball went to Fort Myers, beat Florida Gulf Coast and Boston College before losing to Lipscomb in the 3rd game of that event. So, but softball is off to, they're like 6-2 right now, something like that. They're off to a really good start. And so they've got 2 more tournaments that they'll be traveling to. Baseball this weekend is at home, a 4-game series against St. Bonaventure in 3 days. They'll play Friday afternoon, doubleheader on Saturday and a single game on Sunday. Lady Raiders are on the road at Louisiana Tech, and the men will play their final home game at Murphy Center against the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs, who the Blue Raiders had beaten on the road. But Tech has shown some signs of life at times and gotten better. But they've also their best players no longer on their roster, or at least didn't play last weekend. We'll see if that's permanent or if that was just a 1 week deal. We'll see.
There you go, Chip. We appreciate you, and
I'll give you that. I'll give you this. I'll give you this look here.
I was going to say,
any updates there? Any movement? Any score?
Blue Raiders have the bases loaded with no outs, bottom of the first.
That's good.
And we got a little. They've already had a visit to the mound.
Wow.
And so
that's promising if you're a Blue Raider fan.
Where's the clock located?
There is not a clock here yet. They keep it on the field, but there's not an actual clock that you're seeing. They haven't put that up here yet.
That's interesting. How do the players know?
They don't.
I don't know, but
they got a guy. They got a back judge back there with his hand up at 10, and then goes down at 5.
Something like that. Yeah. But it was during the Groundhog Day luncheon when we had a panel discussion that had Coach Myers and Coach Nichols and Coach Steen all up there, and I threw the question out to Coach Steen about the I said, what can you tell me about the new rules for timing of pitches and no stepping out and all that? Here's a double play ball, 5-4-3, but a run scored.
Here we go.
Hey, you'll take that.
There was one out, so sorry, didn't score.
Oh,
didn't
no.
Score. So there you go. Take back that bell ring. But when I asked Coach Steen about that, he goes, "Oh, you mean the rules that are going to ruin college baseball?" So, so that's what he had to say.
I understand his frustration. Let me just say that. So,
yeah, but it's crazy with well, here's the times when the clock doesn't run, but here's the times when the clock does run. It's almost like basketball is it's so crazy now that here's a level 1 this or a level 2 that or a technical foul A or B, and it all has different repercussions. So it's tough
to watch.
I mean, you shouldn't have to carry a rule book with you to figure out what it means. I mean, simplify it back enough.
We agree.
Yep.
Well, you got a full inning here on the old show there today.
We did. We got a full inning, and it went from first pitch to out 3 or out 6 technically.
Yeah.
And,
it's good stuff.
But we appreciate it, and we look forward to talking to you next week, Chip. I'm sure there will be plenty to talk about as the Conference USA season is coming to a close on the hardwood. So, as
they say, the picture will become much clearer as we go through another weekend of play.
There we go.
Question. All right, Chip Walker.
All right, it's dollar hot dog time for me, boys.
I was going to say, go get your hot dog.
Get a pair.
Enjoy.
Get 2. Yeah. There you go.
At this point, why not? We appreciate it, Chip. All right, we're going to take a break, but first I want to get to this. I want to mention this since we're talking to Chip and he's in Murfreesboro. I want to send our thoughts out to Murfreesboro teenager Janae Edmondson, who was at a volleyball event in St. Louis over the weekend when she was struck by a car and was in critical condition. She is now, according to reports, going to have both legs amputated. So her career as an athlete is, at least as a college athlete, is over. And there is a GoFundMe available if you want to take a look at it. It's GoFundMe.com/F/pray-for-Janae, Janae. Thank you for pulling that up. Appreciate it. $100,000 goal, $156,589 raised. Obviously a well-loved young lady, and our thoughts are out to her. That is just unthinkable.
Hit by the car after the driver ran a yield sign at an intersection and hit another vehicle. Driver was believed to be going 20 miles over the speed limit when the crash happened. So, Driver received minor injuries, but was arrested for 3 counts of assault, armed criminal action, and operating a vehicle without a valid license. Janae has been a 3-sport athlete who just committed to playing college volleyball next year.
Yeah.
Not sure where. It's tragic.
It really is.
Makes
this
you
whole
want
show,
5 minutes with somebody, you know? I mean, I can't imagine her parents.
No. And having to witness it, have to take care of her, get her to the hospital, and you know that they're, in disarray. I mean, just all the things that had to go on with that. So this has been a tough show. This has been a tough show. We will take a break. When we come back, it is Top 5 Tuesday. We will draft our top 5 dunkers. So please stick around on Main Street Sports Today. We'll be back after this.
Jones & Lang Sporting Goods here in Columbia has been outfitting teams, officials, and anybody else from T-ball to college for 50-plus years. Be sure and check them out at 931-388-8060 or online at jonesandlang.com. Jones & Lang Sporting Goods, the look of a winner.
Zion Christian Academy, zioneagles.org or 931-388-5731. You can schedule your appointment. Go tour their campus. It is beautiful over there, and you're definitely going to want to see it. Again, it's zioneagles.org. Give them a call, 931-388-5731, and schedule your tour today.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Tennessee. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the TSSAA.
Mid-Tennessee Bone & Joint has been the official sports medicine provider for Murray County Schools for more than 40 years. We specialize in orthopedic service, and our Ortho Quick Walk-In Clinic lets you bypass the ER. Visit us online at www.mtbj.net.
Welcome back in Main Street Sports Today, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint. Chris Yow, Mo Patton here with you on this fine Tuesday. It is Top 5 Tuesday, and we're looking forward to the next segment as we draft the best dunkers of all time on the heels of Mac McClung's slam dunk contest win.
Did he play last night for the Sixers?
No, because the Sixers didn't play last night. They played Thursday. Yeah. So yeah, I know. It was Thursday, or it is Thursday. Everybody's off till Thursday, apparently. And the next game on the schedule didn't say no games today. It just gave the next day, and I didn't look at the day. I just assumed it was the next day. So it's all good. Anyway, we go to Top 5 Tuesday presented by Mid-South 5 Fitness. SteelAthletes.com. Dallas Steel and the gang at Steel Athletes on Instagram. Go follow them. It is Mid-South 5 Fitness. And now we go to last week's results.
Drum roll.
With 50% of the votes. In first place and drafting third today will be Mo Patton.
Man, on a roll, Mo.
Yes, he is. Apparently, old people voted today. It's the Werther's original. The Werther's original guy.
Don't hate on the Werther's originals, man.
I love Werther's original. I can't tell you. I can't say anything. I love them, and I have since I was a kid. I love Werther's because I love caramel.
From the top rope is Chris Yow.
Second place with 33% of the vote is me. That means in last place and
with 17% of the vote.
In last place and drafting number 1 overall today will be Justin Kulik. So that means, Justin, who is your number 1, the top dunker of all time, number 1 overall? Who
You're on the clock, bro.
Number one of all time favorite dunker is arm in the hoop, Vince Carter.
I thought that was going to be no matter what. I'm glad that he was. So I'm going to go Dr. J. I knew that was going to make Mo mad.
He's you got to get all the.
Good. I got a pretty good list.
Oh, he's getting. That,
I'm going with the guy who had the nickname the Human Highlight Film, the Pride of Atlanta, Georgia, Dominique Wilkins.
Okay,
good one. That's a good one. All right, Justin.
I'm gonna go. Honestly, I gotta go Aaron Gordon just because he jumped over the mascot. To be honest with you.
Okay.
All right.
Solid dunk.
Chris.
Solid dunk.
Yeah. I mean, I'm cool with that. I'm going to go with, I guess MJ. I mean,
okay.
I should have said him.
I mean,
that's don't let us twist your arm.
No, I mean, I just, anyway.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
My number 2 then is going to be the Rain Man, Sean Kemp.
Ooh.
That's a
I'm
good
shouting
one.
it out. I'm shouting it out to Spud Webb.
That's a good one.
That's good. That's good value too.
That's the number 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had him. Okay. I tried to milk him a little too long, but okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Gosh, I'm gonna go. This is gonna be a weird pick, and y'all are probably gonna laugh at me, but I'm gonna go Blake Griffin.
That's not a weird
pick.
And here's why: just the pure power.
Lob City.
Yeah. He was more of a power dunker, but he was really good at it.
He was explosive. That's not a weird pick.
No.
My number 3, and I'm going way back again because I'm old, but that's okay. Larry Nance.
Okay.
Larry.
Yeah. No, that's a good pick. That is a really good pick. Okay. Justin.
John Morant. From the Grizzlies.
Maybe not, like on the in a contest, but games. Nobody dunks it better than Ja. I'll give you that.
Yeah, absolutely.
He finds a hole. He finds a hole every time.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, I got 2 picks here, and I don't know which one to go with because I don't know what Mo's going to do next. But I'm going to go with.
He's in your head, man.
The Houston Rocket, Clyde the Glide.
Ooh, that's a good one.
And Portland Trailblazer.
That's right.
Had him on my list. Okay. All right.
That's why I didn't know where you were going. That's why I went ahead and took him.
Yeah, there you go. Does the name Chocolate Thunder mean anything to you? Daryl Dawkins.
That's the other guy. I didn't know where you were going, so I was like, which one is it?
Well, I had them both on the list, and whichever one you took, I was going to take the other one. So there we go.
Oh man, God, that makes me good. I feel good about it. Then I feel good about it because I went Clyde, and I feel good about it. Okay, what you got, Justin?
All right, man. I got to finish it out with the Dwight Howard, or I guess
I figured you were
Dwight Howard tape. This is just for clout because I think this might give me a lot of votes. The Dwight Howard Superman dunk.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'm gonna go, since you went Spud Webb, I'm gonna go Nate Robinson.
That's a good one. That's good at number 5.
At 5.
Okay. All right. 1, I am shocked that Kobe has not gone. 2, I'm even more shocked that he won't go because I'm not taking him. I'm going Shaq at 5.
There you go. Shaquille O'Neal at 5. And that's going to do it for Top 5 Tuesday and the show. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us here. We'll see you tomorrow at 2 o'clock on Main Street Sports Day, presented by Mid Tennessee Bone and Joint.